Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Happy New Year! I will take this opportunity as well. Nandito kay lahat. And hindi pa dumarating yung ating gusto bonus speaker. Dahil sabi lang, hindi na ako kasama sa program mamaya. So hindi ako magsalita. Kapag hindi pa dumating, magsalita muna ako. Okay lang ba sa inyo? Unang-una, pasalamat ako sa inyo for the past year. Although very challenging yung year natin, but still, para bang siniba ni Fernando po Jr. yung sa earlier part ng palabas, binubugbog tayo. Pero in the end, sa bandang dulo, panalo pa rin si Fernando po. Di ba? Panalo pa rin. Bakit panalo? Kayo na tanongin ko. Did you feel it? Ha? Naramdaman ba ninyo? Sir! Oh, mahina. Mukhang hindi nyo naramdaman ha? Naramdaman ba nyo na panalo tayo last year? Yes, sir! Kung ayaw yung hindi nyo naramdaman, ako naramdaman ko eh. Ramdam ko na panalo tayo. Hindi tayo talo. Ang talo lang, yung mga pulis na masasama. Pero yung mga pulis na mababae, matitino, panalo. At napakalaki yung pasalamat ko sa inyo dahil for the record, sa buong history ng PNP, itong Christmas lang at New Year 2017, tayo nagkakaroon ng zero casualty. When we say casualty, delayed reaction para bang sumula ko na dito, tapos sunod dyan. Pero kung hindi pumalakpag yung mga hiniral dito, ayaw rin yung pumalakpag dyan, Zero casualty tayo. Ang zero casualty, good. Casualty in terms of death or casualty in terms of injuries, zero tayo sa, anong tawag niya? Stray bullet that was brought about by indiscriminate firing. Zero for the record. First time yan nangyari sa buong Pilipinas. Nagpasko na nag-New Year na walang casualty. Bakit? Bakit gano'n? What do you think? Dahil yan sa inyo. Walang ibang dahilan doon kundi yung deployment ninyo. Okay? Sige na, pahintayin mo lang ito nga dyan. Hintayin lang siya. Tapusin nyo muna ako. Nagsakripisyo kayo. Ewan ko lang kung kasama kayo Kundi for the general, sa lahat nito, lahat ng pulis natin. Nagsakripisyo kayo, hindi kayo Noche Buena, hindi kayo nagbisa de Gallo, hindi kayo nagbidya Noche, with your family, the traditional Filipino family way of celebrating the New Year and the Christmas. Nandun kayo, nakadeploy kayo sa labas. Kayo ba nag-deploy? Sigurado kayo deploy kayo. Okay. So, kung na-deploy kayo, maraming salamat sa inyong effort. Dahil nakamit natin yung zero casualty because of your deployment. Natakot sila. Dahil sabi ko, instruction ko sa aking mga polis, pag meron kayong narinig na putok, kahit sa loob ng bahay, pasokin ninyo. Narinig mo nyo may putok, di ba? Pasokin ninyo. We invoke the doctrine of hot pursuit. Dahil nadinig natin ang putok sa loob ng bahay. The crime was happening in my presence. May personal knowledge ka na mayroong pumutok doon sa loob ng bahay, may baril. Pasukin nyo. Huwag lang kayo mag-isip-isip pa lang illegal search or arbitrary illegal arrest or violation of domicile or ano pa mga violation na isipin nyo. Pasukin ninyo. So doon siguro, natakot siguro yung mga gusto magkaputok. But still, the sad part of it is, 4 sa ating police ang na-involved sa indiscriminate firing. At ngayon, sisiguruhin ko na yung 4 na yun ay masisipa. Madi-dismiss. Promise ko yan sa inyo. I-dismiss ko yung 4 na nahuli nagpaputok. Mark my word. But the good part of it is that police din natin na nagahuli. Di ba? At least, nahuli yung police ng kapwa niya police dahil yung kapwa niya police na matitino ay nagtatrabaho. Kaya nahuli yung masamang police. Okay? Hanggang na? Di ba? Di ba? Yun lang, magpasalamat lang ako sa inyo. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat sa inyong effort. And happy ba kayo na extend ako ng 3 months?
Yes, sir.
Ano yan, 3 months of additional enjoyment or 3 months of further agony? Which is which sa inyo? Additional agony on your part or additional satisfaction? Additional enjoyment? Either way, I don't care. Bahala kayo kung mag-enjoy kayo o mag-rap kayo sa aking additional na extension na 3 months. But I have to do my job. I am given the trust and confidence of the President to perform this job. So I have to do this. I have to do this. Pasensya na kung hindi kayo masaya sa aking liderato, but I have to do my job. Hindi man ako politiko na dapat masayahin lahat ng constituents niya para may boto na naman next election. Hindi man ako politiko. I am an appointed officer na kailangan gawin yung mandato. Okay? So you condition your mind. Imbis na agony ang nakikita nyo na additional 3 months na agony, condition your mind na additional 3 months of enjoyment. Mag-enjoy na lang kayo. Kaysa mag-agonize. Okay? So maraming salamat. From the bottom of my heart, Happy New Year sa inyong lahat. And I'm very happy that we survived. We survived 2017. Thank you and good morning sa ating lahat.
Thank you very much, sir. Police Director General Ronald De La Rosa, Chief Philippine National Police. Magsitayo po tayong lahat. Mga kababayan, awitin po natin ang lupang hinirang ng Republika ng Pilipinas.
Ugay kamay! Mga Pinuno, ugay kamay! Ha!
Sa dagat at mundo, sa sinoyan, sa langit kong pinamahal, at isa't kapwa awat ng kami, ay nalaging inulit at araw na kailan pamayon dito. Lawa-lawa at ating pagsinta, buhay namin sa Pilino. Ang ligaya dahil sa iyo.
Mga Pinuno, no? Ha!
Police Senior Superintendent Jason Ortizo, Director of the PNP Chaplain Service, will deliver the invocation.
Let us bow our heads and be aware of God's presence in our midst. Almighty God, we praise and glorify you as we gather this morning for our flag-raising ceremony and celebration of the 24th PNP Ethics Day with the theme, Serbisyong Tapat at Makatotohanan para sa Pagbabago ng Bayan. With contrite hearts, we beg for your blessings as we consecrate to your divine care our duties and responsibilities. Keep us safe and let your most compassionate heart preserve the integrity of our PNP organization. Bestow your grace upon our Chief PNP Police Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa. As we are just starting anew the year of our service, may his leadership continue to provide us motivation to integrate our internal cleansing campaign into the depth of our very own existence. Bless also our guest of honor and speaker, Commissioner Rogelio T. Casurao, Vice Chairman and Executive Officer, National Police Commission. Let his presence bring us the passion to imbibe into our duties the theme of our PNP Ethics Day celebration for the betterment of the service in the glory of your heavenly kingdom. All this we ask in your most mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Di panunumpa ng katapatan sa watawat ng Pilipinas and Police Officers Pledge by Police Senior Superintendent Elson Digal, Chief Unit Training Program Development Division, DHRDD.
Panunumpa sa watawat.
Taas pa ng kamay. Go! Mga pinuno, taas pa ng kamay. Ha!
Sabay-sabay nating bigkasin ang panunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay Pilipino. Buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan na pinakikilos na sa bayan maka-Diyos, makatao, makakalikasan at makabansa.
Mga pinuno, kama. Ha! Kama. Go!
We will recite in unison the PNP Officers' Pledge. I will love and serve God, my country and people. I will uphold the Constitution and obey legal orders of the duly constituted authorities. I will oblige myself to maintain a high standard of morality and professionalism. I will respect the customs and traditions of the police service, and I will live a decent and virtuous life to serve as an example to others.
Thank you very much, sir. Please be seated.
Day and the subsequent introduction of our guest of honor and speaker, may we request Police Chief Superintendent Noli Talino, the Acting Director for Human Resource and Doctrine Development.
Our guest of honor and speaker, whom I will introduce later, our Chief Philippine National Police Director General Ronald Bato de la Rosa, sir, the members of the command group, the directorial staff, directors, NSUs, our IGES, other officers, PNCOs, non-uniformed personnel, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a prosperous New Year to everyone. Welcome 2018 and welcome to our Ethics Day. Another year has passed and now we are on to a new year. We are on to a clean slate, thus we have all the opportunity to fill our days and those coming ahead with the right mindset, right ethics and the right attitude as we perform our mandated task as law enforcement officers. How we start our year will have a great impact on how we will fare up to the end. Let us start right and timely with our Ethics Day celebration and hope for the best that the rest will follow through. Coinciding with this morning's flag-raising ceremony is the PNP Ethics Day celebration with the theme, Serbisyong Tapat at Makatotohanan para sa Pagbabago ng Bayan. The PNP Ethics Day is an annual celebration to constantly remind and reinforce adherence of all PNP personnel to the PNP Code of Professional Conduct and Ethical Standards, or PNP CAPSES, now called the PNP Ethical Doctrine, which contains all the moral values desired to become disciplined, professional, and morally upright policemen. We would recall that during the 4th PNP Recognition Day held at Camp Rani on August 15, 1994, then President Fidel B. Ramos emphasized the need to internalize moral values in the PNP. In response, the Code of Professional Conduct and Ethical Standards, or PNP CAPSES, was formulated. On October 21 to 27, 1991, the PNP CAPSES was drafted by a convention composed of PNP officers from different officers, units, which was specifically created for the purpose. It was followed by ratification from October 28, 1991 to January 6, 1992. Finally, on January 7, 1992, the final draft of the PNP CAPSES was adopted and presented to the then Chief PNP Police Director General Cesar P. Nazareno through a simple ceremony. The National Police Commission approved the code through Resolution number 94-04 on March 12, 1992, and on May 19, 1992, the PNP implemented the code through Letter of Instruction 592. Reckoning from the events that unfolded, the most significant and meaningful date in the said code is January 7, 1992. Hence, it was established that the celebration of the PNP Ethics Day shall be every 7th of January, starting January 7, 1995, to ensure that internalization and adherence to the code is constantly enshrined in the hearts and minds of all PNP members. Since the 7th of January fell on a weekend this year, the PNP Ethics Day was instead coincided with the ceremonial flag raising ceremony. The PNP Ethics Day is being celebrated PNP-wide with appropriate ethics-related and moral values activities and programs which will be conducted simultaneously nationwide. As I end, I would like to remind everyone that though this is a new year, let us remain to be the same PNP na nagsiserbisyong tapat at makatotohanan para sa pagbabago ng bayan, unrelenting, unfazed, resolute, ethical, effective, efficient, and highly credible police force. Thank you, and again, my warmest felicitations to all. Let me go to my second task by introducing our guest of the speaker, Guest of Honor and Speaker. Our guest of honor and speaker is an Appleton Commissioner appointed on March 8, 2016 to serve as the Vice Chairman and Executive Officer from 2016 to 2022. He is the son of Dionisio Casurao and Francisca Tarayo, Pagbalit City, Province of Samar. The Commissioner completed his secondary education at the Presbyterian Seminary from 1968 to 1971. He resumed his studies at the University of the East, where he earned the weekly loan. He pursued his 4 years of studies in Bachelor of Laws from the same university, graduated in the same year 1979, took the bar and passed it, and results were published in 1980. Prior to his appointment as NAPOLCOM Commissioner, he was a private law practitioner for various officials and personnel of the Philippine National Police from May 1980 to the first month of 2016. He has also served as the chairman of the Calbayog City People's Law Enforcement Board, or PLEB, from July 2013 up to 2016. He also served as City Councilor of Calbayog from July 2010 to 2016, as Provincial Board Member of Samar from July 24 to June 2010, a trustee of the Board of the Northwestern Samar State University, representing the House of Senate. He held various positions in different organizations such as General Counsel of the Philippine Councilors League from 2013 to 2016, and as the chairman of the City Council of Calbayog City for the said period. He also held various membership or leadership roles in the following committees: Committee on Laws, Committee on Blue Ribbon on Special Investigation, Trade and Industry, Information Technology, and Media Affairs Oversight and Archives. He is a member of the Freemasonry of the Philippines, Vice President of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines Summer Chapter from 2003 to 2004, and Federation President of the Philippine Councilors League Summer Chapter from 2010 to 2013. He has traveled to China to attend the World Convention for City Mayors in 2009, to Vietnam for comparative studies in Asian governments in 2011, and to Malaysia as member of the Philippine Councilors League. Our Vice Chair is fondly called Roger. His hobbies are shooting, lawn tennis, and table tennis. He is married to Corazon Basco Casurao, and they have 3 children. Glenn, who is now in the USA, Amity, a medical doctor specializing in obstetrics, gynecology, and Aaron, who just graduated from the Ateneo and is also now in the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the Vice Chairman, the National Police Commission, our guest of honor and speaker, Attorney Rogelio Arayo Casurao.
Thank you very much, Director Talino, for that very descriptive introduction. Happy New Year. At the outset, let me greet all of you on behalf of the National Police Commission, a prosperous and blessed New Year. This is very relevant because the year is heralded by lower income taxes and significantly higher salaries, especially to the members of the Philippine National Police. Which means an increase in the take-home pay for millions of Filipinos, courtesy of the train taxation law. That's why I'm not really surprised why in the Gallup survey, year-end survey, the Philippines is adjudged as the second happiest country in the whole world. probably because of the high pay that the policemen will be getting starting this year. I would like also to take this opportunity to greet in advance happy birthday our Chief PNP Pato de la Rosa. I'll just take this opportunity, Chief PNP, because I might not be around during your celebration. So, mabuti na inuunahan ko na ngayon. And also, I would like to extend the proverbial good health and disposition and the most fruitful completion of his more than 3 decades of committed and competent service, culminating in his present designation as the 21st Chief of the PNP. And ubusin ko na, I am also wishing the Chief PNP the best in his forthcoming assignment as Director of the Bureau of Corrections. I know this is a very challenging assignment indeed, but one which we have no doubt he will be more than capable of handling. And lastly, in his much talked about foray in the field of national politics, I don't know what's going to happen in 2019, but a lot of Filipinos are aware that 2019 would be a great challenge to our incumbent Chief PNP. You and I probably knows what I am referring to. Today is a very auspicious day as we join together in celebrating the 24th PNP Ethics Day. The PNP Ethics Day celebration dates back a generation ago in 1992 when the Napolcom, pursuant to law, I'm sorry, gentlemen, Sergeant Commander, Ground Commander, please give our men tikas pahinga. As I was saying, this celebration dates back a generation ago. It started in 1992 when the Napolcom passed a resolution denominated as 92-4, a code of conduct meant to be internalized and observed with utmost dedication and to be observed by all members of the PNP. This code of conduct, called the Philippine National Police Code of Professional Conduct and Ethical Standards, sets the moral tone and norms of professional conduct in the police service and aims to foster individual efficiency, behavioral discipline, and organizational effectiveness, as well as respect for constitutional and human rights of citizens, democratic principles and ideals, and the supremacy of civilian authority over the military. This is the background of the PNP Ethics Day. And allow me to emphasize that of all vocations in life, of all responsibilities in life, it is the PNP which has been given the burden of really observing in the highest tenet that ethics and good conduct should be observed. Of all sectors of society, law enforcement is the most obligated to observe ethical standards. This is probably because of the nature of your duty, which is 24/7. And that your duty is not limited to plain law enforcement, because you double as agents of national development. So at every step of the way, the community continuously watches over the PNP. I would even describe that the role of the PNP is like being observed inside an aquarium. That for every deviation from the norms of conduct, people will always comment or even criticize the entire organization. So this is why on annual basis, we always observe Ethics Day for the PNP to continuously remind the men and women of this organization that a very special ingredient in the service is the observance of ethics. It was in 1994 when the president then, who was President Fidel Ramos, whose administration has the moral recovery program as the centerpiece of its administration. He emphasized in his speech in the same place during the 4th PNP Recognition Day held at Kamprami the need to internalize moral values. In order to institutionalize the practice of the values embodied in the Code of Conduct, there was recognized a need for constant follow-ups and reinforcing programs so that internalization and adherence to the code is constantly enshrined in the hearts and minds of all the members of the Philippine National Police. Thus came into light the PNP Ethics Day, which was first celebrated on January 7 of 1995 with several purposes. One was, of course, to institutionalize the recognition of the PNP Code of Professional Conduct and Ethical Standards. Another one was to ensure its adherence and internalization by constantly reminding PNP personnel of their duties, obligations, and responsibilities. Another one, and lastly, to provide a proper forum to conduct fitting activities such as awarding of the 10 dangal ng PNP awardees. Today's celebration of the 24th PNP Ethics Day is anchored on the theme, serbisyong tapat at makatotohanan para sa pagbabago ng bayan. Very fitting indeed. It is in this context that I, myself, I am a son of a retired policeman, that behooves me to share with you some of my insights on this very important day. It cannot be gainsaid that no other profession demands a higher ethical standard than that of law enforcement. An understandably tremendous degree of expectations are placed upon police officers, and rightly so, for they have the power and authority to deprive a citizen of liberty, property, and yes, even life. Police officers virtually live in a fishbowl with their norm of conduct, both on and off duty, subject to public scrutiny like no other public servants, perhaps in the hope of catching them committing mistakes, or because people are hopeful and are looking for a good example and a strong leader. It has been manifest time and again that the acts of a few bad eggs in the organization, magnified exponentially through the quad media, are significant enough to cast aspersion on the entire 180,000 strong PNP organization. People have virtually become inured to reading stories of police officers who do wrong, like sleeping on the job, committing extortion, using excessive force, misusing public office, allegedly being involved in extrajudicial killings, abusing their authority, driving vehicles without plates and or crushed helmets, and even simple things like texting while on duty are all examples of unethical behavior on the part of those that the public has entrusted to serve and protect them. So, do we just take everything in stride, comforted by the fact that these bandits constitute the barest minimum of the police service? Under our present standards, we will never allow that a few will tarnish the name of the PNP. Because this is a continuing effort to come up with a very ideal situation where our PNP lives in the hearts and minds of each and every Filipino. Far from it, perceptions, however biased may be, represent reality in the mind of the public. This is our problem. Because bias or not, if the public thinks in one way or another what the PNP is all about, that will happen. Even if these are subject of conjecture. We inside the organization know that that is not so. In fact, we have our own yardstick to follow. But it is not us who may intend to convince and be satisfied. It's the public that we are supposed to serve that is the measure or the yardstick of whether we are doing our duty well. So pasensya na po tayo kung ang ating perception ay hindi nagkakapareho ng pagtingin ng publiko. Kasi experience will tell us that what matters most in life is what the community thinks about us. Ito po ang pinagdidiinan natin ng ating Pangulo na walang reklamo ng ating kababayan. So we have really to exercise patience and dedication to our job in order to provide satisfaction to our people and community. It is to focus on this particular area that I will be sharing with you the rudiments of ethical decision-making process for police officers which the NAPOTO and PNP should now actively seek to inculcate in every member of the PNP and institutionalize. This is very important because many times our men and women in the PNP are confronted with situations that will call for judgment call, that will require them to decide on the spot. Hindi po natin dapat husgahan ang ating mga tao sa ground kung bakit minsan nagkakaroon na error in decision making. But Napoleon will strive to give you some guidance on what to do whenever confronted with situations in the field. There are three tests that Napoleon would recommend. One is the critical thinking test. This is a test that will ask a series of questions in order to determine whether or not an officer should proceed with an action. So these are questions that you address yourself to guide you whether your actions will be in accordance with the police operational procedures, in accordance with your sound judgment. Questions like you start probably, is it my action legal? Will the end result be good? Will my action work? Is there a better, less harmful way to achieve the same goal? Will my decision undermine or contradict another equally important principle? Even if the end result is good, do the means violate an ethical principle? Can my decision be justified if it is made public? Quite numerous. So you might probably ask, you are in a situation, will you be able to go through this questioning before you come up with a decision? Of course not. Because there are decisions that are to be made split seconds. What I've just mentioned, the critical thinking test is on major decisions that are not urgent by nature. The second test is the media test. This is similar to the first test but simpler. The media test requires an officer to answer one simple question. How would I feel if my decision made the front page tomorrow? This reminds officers that all too often perception becomes a reality, and that it may not be enough just to be able to justify our actions if they cause the public to question police practices and tactics seriously. So kasama mo dito ang media in this kind of a test, whether your action is rightful or not. But we have to digress a little, because the question is something legal always ethical? Or vice versa? Is something ethical always legal? Let me share what I've learned in my studies in philosophy, which says there are many activities in life that are amoral. When you say amoral, it does not bear the attributes of morality nor immorality. In other words, it's a neutral concept. You call it amoral. In the same way that we have the term apolitical. In this case, we make use of the word amoral, which means it's neither immoral nor moral. A good example would be killing. Killing by itself is amoral. There is no malice nor any idea attached to the word killing. Killing a chicken for food is not immoral, because that is permissible under positive laws and divine laws. So killing by itself is without attributes of morality or immorality. You attach a concept to that, killing a chicken. That is moral. But when you kill an individual, that is where immorality may attach. But again, remember, what is ethical is not necessarily moral, legal. Because under our laws, killing is justified in self-defense. So these are the areas that we in the police service should have a complete grasp, because we are tasked with a very delicate job of law enforcement. In fact, that is always the reminder that is given by the Chief PNP and the President, that you only make use of force when there is threat to your life. In that way, that becomes legal because it's even provided for in our statute books, the doctrine of self-defense. Another test is what we call the gut test. Gut, G-U-T, gut. Perhaps the simplest test of all is the gut test. The gut test essentially relies on instinct and belief that deep down all officers can intuit the right decision. Essentially, the gut test relies on the principle that if it feels wrong, it probably is wrong. This is not to be confused with the difference between feeling good and bad, but between right and wrong. There are plenty of times that things that feel bad are right, and things that feel good are wrong. Whether a police officer opts to use one test or another, or use all three altogether, the fact remains that ethical behavior and practices are at the forefront of the PNP organization. It is vital that every police officer remembers the reason he or she took the job in the first place, and that is to serve and protect. In closing, I would like to reiterate for all to hear the core values of the PNP: love of God, respect for authority, selfless love and service for people, sanctity of marriage and respect for women, responsible dominion and stewardship over material things and truthfulness. Allow me also to make mention of, before I end, about the efforts of CPSN, because that office, that unit, has been very consistent in upholding the advocacy that ethical standards should at all times be inculcated in the hand and the hearts and minds of each and every PNP personnel. And I am referring to the initiatives being taken by CPSN. It's part of their program now that they're pursuing to instill the values of right conduct and ethics in the performance of their duties as police officers. And as a final statement, let me leave you with this point to ponder. Ethics is nothing else more than reverence for life. Thank you very much. Good morning, and mabuhay.
Thank you very much, sir. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to our guest of honor and speaker. Please be seated. For sharing his wisdom as guest of honor and speaker during the 24th PNP Ethics Day celebration, coinciding with the traditional flag raising ceremony with the theme, Serbisyong Tapat at Makatotohanan para sa Pagbabago ng Bayan. Plaque of appreciation is presented to Commissioner Rogelio Casurao, Vice Chairman and Executive Officer, National Police Commission. A memento will also be given to our guest of honor, a replica of Lapu-Lapu, the first Filipino who fought against Spanish colonization and risked his life to defend our country and people using the kampilan as his weapon. His bravery and courage give inspiration to the men and women of the Philippine National Police in performing their duties.
Thank you very much, sir. At ating pong umitin ang PNP Lingkod ng Bayan.
Ang inyong sabihan, integridad, disiplina at kasanayan, gawin sa tungkulin alam. Mga Diyos, makabayan, makatao at makakalikasan, sa tungkulin aming karamalan, ihandog ang isang buhay. Batas ay ipatutupad, pantay-pantay para sa lahat. Walang mayaman o mahirap, ang dulot sa bayan ay ganap. Hindi mamayan magluhan, tayo siya'y katatagan ng kanta. Palakalan kung lahat na tunay, kapaya-paya iba-iba. Makadiyos at makabayan, makatao at makakalikasan, sa tungkulin aming karamalan, ihandog ang isang buhay. Ihandog ang isang
And that concludes, ladies and gentlemen, our program.